everyone. So this is day 2 of 30 days in September stitches, or 30 stitches in September. I said it backwards. And yesterday we did the single crochet, and this is a little bit bigger example because what I thought I'd do is combine some other techniques for this stitch. That's why I kept it on the single crochet. You can do single crochet several different ways. It could be in a front loop, back loop only, or front and back loop. So I thought we would do a sample of each one of these to make a combination day for these stitches. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So let's do the back loop only. When you see the top of your work, you can see how we are making V sections here. So it's going to be the back loop of that V. So we're just going to go into that back loop and just do our single crochet like we did before. So it's go through the back loop, grab some yarn. You should have 2 loops on your hook and bring through, and that's what we're going to do all the way through. Now the reason I thought about doing this is this can give your work so many different texture or the way it looks, and it's a simple alteration and that you can try. Now tomorrow I'm going to do the half double, which is my favorite, one of my favorite stitches as far as if I was just going to do one stitch in a project, because it's it's like in between the single and the double crochet. I know that some people don't like that stitch, but I do like it. So we're just going to go to the end here. Remember, we just grab that back, and there we go. There's our first one. And so you can see kind of how it's starting. If you guys have a suggestion on a color yarn that you think would be better showing in these tutorials, let me know. I've always tried white because I thought it would be helpful, but sometimes I'm not sure if I have made the right choice. So we're going to turn and do that again. We're going to make 2 rows of it, or maybe 3. We'll see how it looks. Give it a little bit more. We're going to do more than 2 because it does give you a different look on it. Now by doing this too, you can see when people will do a ribbing, they will use some of these stitches for that, and as we do the samples, you'll really notice how that looks. And again, we're just picking up the back loop. How are you guys doing today? Now today is the 2nd, so I know some people have off because it's a holiday. Did you get off work, or did you have to go to work? I'm retired pretty much. I do some cleaning on banks because it's closed. I have to kind of alter my cleaning days. I still have to do 2 days. I just do 2 days a week. And but because of it, I am off. I was kind of hoping to have my granddaughter because she would be off school today, but that didn't work out. So, and now it might be a good idea because I have a broken water heater, so I have no hot water. And I was just told, don't know how long. It could be sometime this week, or it could be longer. And I live in an apartment, so I'm kind of new to the apartment complex, so I'm not sure how fast they fix these things. I've had a carpet that was tore up by my front door, and it's been that way since I moved in, and that's been about 5 months now. And they know about it. She's seen it. She's looked at it. Nothing's been done, so I did do a reminder note and asked about when that was going to be taken care of, and I just went ahead and called the emergency maintenance because there was water getting underneath my carpet, and I don't want it to mold or get worse. So I may not be extremely happy when he gives him that bill, but I can't have water leaking in the bedroom and in the hallway like it has been. So that's just kind of a fun thing today. And let's see what this gives you an example here. Remember, we're still just doing the back. Okay, so let's give it a look. You can kind of start seeing, can you see the ridges? You can kind of see it here. Let's turn it around. So that is the back loop. I'm going to do a row. I'm going to stop and do a row of single crochets in between so we can actually see the difference between them, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I have done a couple of rows of just single crochets, but if you can see, you can kind of see the ridges from that back stitch only, and you can kind of, so that's the effect you would have with a back stitch. So let's try the first front loop only, back loop only, back stitch only. You think I wouldn't know how to talk. Okay, so these rows were back loop only, and you can, as I said, you can see the ridges. At least I'm trying to do that, and this is the other side. And so these rows are just a single crochet, so I just want to give it a break. So let's go ahead and do the next row. And this one we are going to do just the front loop. So just like we did, look at the top of your V. Let me see. Can we see that? Let me see if I can get a... No, I don't think that even helped. I was trying to see if I can get it to... I'm trying to get you a better look, guys. I'm so sorry. So this, like we said, the V's right here. Maybe you can see it better. And then, of course, just like we did the back loop, we're just going to grab the front loop. So we're going to go in between that V, and we're going to do that all the way for several rows. So just make sure you're only grabbing that front one, and it's still just a single crochet. This is what I thought would be neat to show, how if someone thinks, oh, the single crochet is just a very basic, but just altering it just a little bit and you can get a different look. So we are going to be doing this, and just make sure you're not catching two of them, and just going through that front one. And I was trying to think of some other things that might help. Again, you know, get comfortable with how you hold your yarn. You can kind of see that I'm doing that. Some people wrap it around their fingers. I do have a bit of arthritis, so this is the way that's comfortable for me. I have my yarn in a yarn bowl, so it has a way to maybe have a little bit of tension. So we're going to go start this row. Well, we're going to start this row if I can get it in between. There we go. I want to try to do a giveaway, and I thought about maybe adding a giveaway word in the video, so that if someone's actually watching them and hopefully engage them in them, that they will, because I really do appreciate all of my subscribers, and I wanted to do a giveaway if I reached 1,000, but that might, you know, it takes longer sometimes than we think. And the only way I come up with this idea is because if you don't follow Mishi on YouTube, she is a very sweet person, and she does these 6-word giveaways. Okay, so now we're turning, and we're just going to do that front. Once you get the hang of it, it can go kind of fast, but take your time. I kind of put I'll get back to what I was saying here in a minute. I kind of let rest my finger on top, and that kind of helps me feel that needle go through, or the hook rather. And it's just, I don't think about doing it, it's just something I do. And I've just caught it, so I was like, oh, well, I don't know. It just helps me feel that it's in between those stitches instead of catching two of them. But Mishi, she's so sweet. If you guys don't know her, I'm gonna put her in on the tag in the comments on this video. I don't miss her lives. I might not always comment, but I always have her lives and going. But she does she does giveaways during her live, but then she does this replay live, and she gives certain words. And if you want to learn German, it's a good way to pick up some words there. I enjoy it. Do I remember them all the time? No. Libre. Oh, see, I thought I knew what that meant. But she does ones for friends and different things, and then she has everybody write a paragraph using those words. Now she gives them out during her live, but you have to be listening and then or watch the replay and find them, and then you can write a comment using those words, which is fun. I like reading the comments. Makes it a little bit enjoyable to see what people come up with as far as using all the words. So it is not my idea for that. I am not taking credit for it. I just kind of think that's the sweet way that she does it. And this way, if like 30 stitches, maybe I do 30 words, and whoever watches these videos, maybe at the end of the 30 days they can be in for a giveaway, but I'm not sure. So we may not do it this time, but it is a thought. You can let me know what you guys think about it. If you like that idea, I'd appreciate it. I want to make it where you enjoy watching the videos, and then somehow that I know you are watching them and enjoying them. So just trying to get that engagement to kind of know whether or not I am doing something you like. Now I'm going to do a couple more rows and we'll get right back. Oh, hold on, I forgot I had the music on while I was catching up some of those rows. Okay, so as you can see, remember we had stopped between and did, these are the single crochets, just the regular ones, and then you can kind of see the front loop only. You can start seeing the difference. It's more, let me try to see if I can, these kind of blend in together. These are this regular single crochets, and when you do this, you can kind of see there's like a line in between them, and they look like a wider, more defined little row. So that is the front loop only single crochet. So now we are going to do front loop and back loop rows. We're going to do one row of back loop, one row of front loop, or one or the other. We're going to do front loop only, then back loop, and that way you can kind of see what texture you get out of that. So we'll be right back to get that started. I'm still going to do the single crochets in between to give it a break again. So see you in a minute. So the last of the 3 variations of the single crochet, one row we're going to do the front loop, and the next row we're going to do the back loop, and we'll see how we can add the third type of texture to our work just by using one stitch that we've learned. So like I said, today's kind of it's still the single crochet, I know, but it is a variant of the single crochet. It is a stitch in its own. And it says, I just want to make sure everyone knows that by learning the basics, you can expand to make some really pretty stitches. And I'm not going to do this with every stitch, but you can do this with the half double, double crochet, the treble. So I'm just going to do it with a single crochet because that would be maybe too repetitive. So this is our last of our front loop. I'm going to get it turned, and on this row we're going to back loop. Remember, you can turn it, make sure you see that loop easier. Good light does help in doing this, but you don't have to have like an overhead light. Just have it where you can see really well and see your stitch. And you shouldn't do it in the dark anyways. That would be fun. I wonder what that would look like. Oh, I would do such a horrible job. There's no telling what work would look like if I tried to do it with my eyes closed. That might be kind of funny. But I was just thinking, I'm kind of stating the obvious here. Obviously, you want good light. You don't want to strain your eyes. But I know I have a light that goes around my neck, especially when I use like black yarn or dark yarn. That could be a challenge. So the type of yarn you're using also can be that way. This is our last back loop. Alright, so we're going to turn, and remember, we're going to go right back to our front loop. And then hopefully you can kind of see different textures. This reminds me of when I do make a pumpkin. I have used this in making those, which I'm kind of surprised I haven't made any new ones this year, but the practice helps you with your confidence. Okay, we're going to turn back. Now this time, remember, we did the front loop, so we are going to do back loop. And you can do these in any combination. You can do a front loop and then two back loop, or do the back loop then front loop. I mean, you're going to, multiple rows and switch. You can play around and see what kind of little patterns you can make with them and enjoy that. It's always fun to explore and get a little creative, especially if you want to try something new or just see what it would look like. I mean, I've had to frog something because it's like, oh, that wasn't a good idea. But always give it a shot, because you just never know what you can end up with. Alright, let me see if I can get this and see if we can get a look at it. Otherwise, we'll do another row. So, yeah, we're going to do a couple more rows, just because I want to give it a good look. So this one would be the front. So I'm going to, pause it so you guys aren't sitting there watching me do these two rows. I'm just going to do two more, one of each again, and then we'll get back together and see what it looks like. Okay, so I finished up two more rows, and let's see if we can get an idea of what that looks like. These are the single crochets in between that I tried to break up the different stitches. And now we can see, kind of look here on this one, if you can tell, we are getting a little bit of a edge or lip or whatever you want to call it right here. You can kind of bend it over, you kind of see it a little bit better. So you get this kind of like stacks on top of each other. So it's just a little bit of different look. If you really look at them, sometimes they're subtle. This one, where it's just the front loop only, it's a very subtle change. The back loop, you get more of a ridged texture. And then with alternating it, you get kind of a little bit of the ridge, but they're like tight, like a little separation in there. So those are the three. As I said, You could do this with any of the basic stitches that you learn, and we're not going to do that with all of them. I might have a sample example made up ahead of time so you can kind of just see it. But I appreciate you watching the little bonus of using the single crochet. I hope it helps you see that you do not have a limit of what you can do with this one stitch. You can make a variety and have very different looks with that one stitch, which is really nice to have a choice. And I appreciate you watching, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you. And these are going to be helpful, entertaining, and I appreciate you watching. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye for now, guys.